Welcome back, Mike.
Here we go.
Again. This is a second round because I forgot to hit record. But the first
10 minutes was money.
Yeah,
Gold.
we were going pretty good, and then I looked down and I'm like, well, I guess you got to hit record to record it. So anyway, again, welcome back.
I'm happy to be here.
Welcome back to Holliswood Studios.
Glad we can make today work.
Before I realized that we weren't recording, we were talking about social media and not understanding me not understanding how it works. But like I said, the video of us and talking about the kids getting older, we got like 860 something views.
Man, we're making numbers. We're making numbers.
We are making numbers, but I mean, while that's interesting to me, it's I was confused about it.
Fair.
And I was confused about it because I don't understand how any of it works. But yeah, another thing I was going to say on Instagram, I posted one of Jack and Zephyr.
Yeah.
And it got like 1,800 views or something like that, or 1,500 or something. But then I'll post another one and there's like 20 views.
Yeah, it is kind of odd how it does that. I don't understand a thing of it. I wonder with them it's because maybe the other kids around here are watching.
Possibly. I think it's all about timing and all that. I need to figure out how all of it works.
Yeah, or the titles.
Yes,
Catches
that's a part of
the
it.
hashtags I think you put on that.
I think that I definitely need to get my social media game up.
Yeah, that's next.
Hayden said that he wanted to run my social media, and I said, okay, that's fine. And I thought it was funny, and I was like, all right, well, that's good. Then I won't have to mess with it. And then the gears start turning, and I'm like, you want me to pay you to do this? Hayden, I'll pay you to do this if I'm making money doing it.
Exactly.
But there's absolutely no money being made, only money spent.
It's only for fun right now.
Yeah, it's for funsies.
I mean, it'll take off. I know it will. Just it's interesting.
I guess
It's interesting. The more you get into it, the more you do it, more people see and they want to come on.
Yeah, I mean it's fun. It's fun to see, like, you know, how many people that it reaches that, like, I don't know. I mean, it's crazy how it's almost, I kind of picture the TikTok algorithm of being like this interstate that's just going, you know, cars going 100 miles an hour, and then like you're on the on-ramp, you get on there and it's just like, it just slingshots it.
Sure.
And then it gets all these views, and like what happened with that video of me and you, it was like a span of like 30 minutes. It's just like bam, 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 bam. And then like absolutely nothing after that.
It is fascinating. I don't know how you even learn how to do any of that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you just watch a YouTube video to figure out how to manipulate the algorithms, but
yeah,
I don't know. But we got to get the Fairview Social podcast out there.
It needs to be out there
so people can hear it and enjoy it.
You've done some good ones with some local people. I mean, very interesting.
You think so?
Very interesting. Learning a lot about the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Cool. I mean, cool neighborhood where y'all kind of just hang out and everybody knows. And
we got the Hive over here at our next door neighbors. It's like this little area that's got some trees around it and a table and stuff, and people just hang out and sit there, and you know, we do the redneck things and watch people walking up and down the road.
It's the best part.
Enjoying, you know, the afternoons after work.
That's what I miss, kind of being on a little cul-de-sac, because I don't get to see anything. We're like the last cul-de-sac off of St. Andrews, and nobody goes up that far.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Nobody's going to. And you kind of got to go up a hill.
You got to go up a hill.
Nobody wants to walk up a hill.
And nothing fun happens. We're not having neighbors beating up neighbors. I mean, it's exciting.
Well, I will say that as far as popularity of the shows that I've had so far, yours has been like number 2, I believe. And the only reason I think that you aren't number 1 is because we put the Burt one on Fairview Then and Now, and people seem to like it and listen to it.
Makes sense.
And he's a very popular person in the community.
And that's the smart move to do anyway. I mean, you got to look at it somewhat as a business too. I mean, you want the word out there. Who's going to get the word out there?
Yeah, you want to try to pick people that, how is it going to extend your reach?
Yeah.
And I'm trying to pick people that are not really, like, we know each other from work and stuff, but like I'm not in your sphere of influence outside of work.
Yeah, there's a small sphere.
Me too. I have like no sphere at all. So anyway, I appreciate you coming back out.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm seriously happy. Glad we could do it today, because this weekend's going to be nuts.
I was worried that you wouldn't be able to come back to Holliswood Studios because I thought it was going to wash out with all the rain that we've had.
I came back up through Fernvale because I heard Daniel talking about coming through Fernvale. I'm like, I want to see that too.
Yeah.
I was surprised. There wasn't as much damage as I thought there would be.
Well, it's not really that bad. It's just out here for me. My neighbor over here, I always look at as they're the top of Cherokee Hills.
Sure.
And then so everything rolls my way, and so like my whole yard just like washes. Yeah, it's washed out, uncovering all kinds of stuff. I need to figure out some kind of drainage system. But when we had all those floods, I was actually looking at some pictures today of Kate's school. It's just like,
I mean, that was nuts.
did it flood inside the building?
Flooded 2 classrooms. We've lived through the 2010 flood.
Yeah,
This felt like it was more rain, like real quick.
yeah.
And that day I took like 22,000 steps. With our bad ankles, we shouldn't be taking 22,000 steps. But I mean, I'm out there trying to dig trenches in the pouring rain, and I'm like, I'm just digging in water.
Yeah.
This is not doing anything. It's lightning. I probably could have been struck by lightning, and
I know.
nobody would have cared.
I was texting you, and you said you were out there working on it, and I was like, well, okay, well, maybe it wasn't that big of a deal. And then I saw a picture of it. It's like it was just like a waterfall.
It's like Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
It was wild. It was wild. I was telling my neighbor last night, they were in Hawaii for a work trip. I'm like, man, you picked the best week to be gone.
Yeah.
Because it was just storm after storm after storm. That Wednesday night, Thursday night, it was just coming right down 100.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm surprised there's not more damage out here.
Yeah.
Until it comes down the hill into the Bellevue area. But man, it was nuts.
Yeah.
And I love weather, but I was tired of it
I know.
on Sunday.
I know. It just to see a little sunshine and
Yeah.
and it's just it was pouring down out here and tornadoes all over the place.
Yeah.
It was just
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, I used to get so scared of all that stuff. And when I was younger, we had like my dad was a volunteer fireman, and so he had a police scanner in his bedroom. And so it'd make this distinct noise like when an emergency or something came through.
Yeah.
I'm probably butchering this and I'm remembering it wrong, but like I remember always running in his room, like even when it's a storm or something, I'm like, is our house on fire? I would always be worried that whatever the emergency was like us.
That's wild. The Friday before, Jane and I watched the Joplin tornado.
Oh yeah,
Netflix.
yeah. You're telling me about that, or not, maybe somebody was telling me about
It's
that.
unbelievable.
I need to watch that.
It's a good watch because the group that they followed, they had camera footage
Yeah,
from the old iPhones, which is interesting to see old iPhones, but they left the video on so you could hear it. So the first storm hits and Jane just goes nuts. She's like, it's gonna knock her house over. I'm like, we'll go to the basement, whatever. We went to the basement like 4 times.
so you guys had watched that before these storms came?
Before these storms, the week
just to
before,
prep
the
you
week
up.
before. I genuinely love the weather. It fascinates me.
Yeah.
Fascinates me. I was talking to some other acquaintances in my small group that we need to do a weather podcast.
Yeah.
And call it Whether or Not or something like that.
Whether or not. That's pretty good.
But we were just kind of texting back and forth that whole night of, what's coming, what's going. I took some pictures outside of the lightning at like 2 a.m. And I mean, if I had my way, I would have just been walking around Temple Hills
Yeah.
watching it. But
I know Nikki gets so mad at me because first of all, it's like midnight when the tornadoes started coming through.
yeah, that first night.
I gone to sleep and she comes in, wake up, we need to get in the basement. I'm just like, it's fine. It's going to be fine. There's nothing wrong. And so I just to make the family happy because
that's what you
everybody's
gotta do.
freaking out. I drag myself out of bed and I'm like in my underwear and I'm looking around. I go outside and it's like, the calm before the storm.
Yeah.
There's like nothing out there, sprinkling a little bit. And I'm just like, there's nothing out here. And so you can see it like storming in the distance. And so I'm just like watching it in amazement. I'm like half asleep and I'm like, this is awesome because I love all that stuff too.
Yeah.
And so she's like, from across the house, come on, get downstairs. And I'm just like, it's fine. And then all of a sudden, you know, the bottom bust out, and it really wasn't too bad. But she's all like, my family's like, why do you always do this? You always stand outside when there's a storm. And I'm like, look, here's my position on it.
Yeah.
If a tornado is coming through here, I have enough sense to say, oh, it's getting bad. Here's a tornado coming. I'm going to turn around and take 5 steps and go back inside of my house and run to safety.
We got to remember, we're not fast anymore.
No, you're right. I probably should be more careful.
That's what I kept thinking. I'm like, but you know, it is what it is. I've seen two. I lived through one in Cincinnati and saw one pop out of the sky.
Yeah.
Going from Cincinnati to Pittsburgh one time. It's fascinating.
I know. I was watching all those videos of like all the stuff that had happened around here and how they're just like how they start to form and all that. And I don't know. I don't know anything about it, but I probably shouldn't be standing outside when it's happening.
Not. I mean, the thing is the big trees. You have them. I have them. Even that stuff last night was nuts with the high winds.
When I did the episode with Kimmy that's coming out here pretty soon, like we were down here doing this and it started storming outside. If you watch the video, that window was open. You can see her hair like blowing.
No way.
And like stuff's like falling on top of the office. And I was like, we probably need to shut this down.
Yeah. Kate had one of her roommates from college that sent us a picture of a limb went through their roof into their bedroom.
Yeah.
It's powerful. It's amazing.
It is. It is crazy.
If I ever win the lottery, I'm going to go back and be a meteorologist.
No, you want to be like.
I think I said that last time.
You want to be like Bill Paxton in Twister.
Absolutely.
You want to get the those little balls that they have. We got to get it in the storm.
Dorothy.
Yeah, Dorothy
1 and 2.
Dorothy 1 and 2. I haven't seen the new Twister movie.
It's pretty good.
It's called Twisters.
Twisters. The original, if it's a sequel, if the Twisters is a sequel, the original one is the best.
Well, yeah, it's always the original's the best.
Yeah.
So, the Dorothy thing, that's hilarious.
Dorothy the Fly.
Poor Bill Paxton, R.I.P. Bill Paxton. Speaking of R.I.P., and we need R.I.P. Val Kilmer.
I know.
What do you think about that? I thought of you immediately when I heard the news.
Sure. I think I texted. One of my favorite movies that he did was Real Genius.
Yeah, that was good.
It's a great movie, especially at the end where he puts all the popcorn in and the house blows up with popcorn. I mean, I've read some things. I actually saw a clip where in Top Gun, he was only on screen for like 10 minutes.
In the original Top Gun?
In the original Top Gun.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess.
You have like the volleyball scene, like where it's his face.
Oh, yeah.
Which is wild to think.
Is there some kind of conspiracy that like he's just a figment of everyone's imagination?
Maybe. But he was a good actor. People say he was kind of hard to work with, but we're getting to that age.
Yeah, I know.
Where all these people that we grew up watching are.
Yeah, they're all kicking off.
Yeah, still too young, but.
How old was it? He was like 60.
Yeah, mid 60s.
Any 60s is way too young to die.
I mean, it's only 11 years away from me.
I know you are.
That's nuts.
You're getting old.
I know.
I mean, can you imagine being 60? I still have the brain of like 15.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
I mean, I'm still thinking like I did when I was 15.
I agree with that. Yeah. I miss those days.
It's just your body gives out and you can't do anything about it.
I got a shoulder injury, impingement, whatever that means, damn ankle. Seems like it's getting a little bit better.
Your shoulder's probably messed up because of all the bears that you've been hunting over the years.
True. Very true.
With your, what was it? What did you hunt it with? A pocket knife? And
a little Swiss Army knife, the little red one, and a staff with the bow staff. Speaking of the bow staff, where's the bow staff?
It's actually over there somewhere.
I need to see it before we leave. No, did we talk about my shoulder injury last time? So I had rotator cuff.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You had it twice, didn't you?
Well, it was rotator and then bicep tendon surgery. I guess it was 2018. Wild to think it was that long ago. But the funny thing about that is the doctor asked Kate if I was like a weightlifter. from the damage that the tendon of my bicep was so frayed. He's like, was your husband a weightlifter or anything?
Did she start laughing?
She
at him?
started laughing. She's like, have you seen this guy? He's no weightlifter. He's fat now.
You should have said, yeah. I do a lot of working out and whatnot.
Exactly. No, he's like, did you play football or weightlifter? And he's like, no, neither.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Neither. Yeah, I wouldn't do that surgery. I wouldn't do this ankle surgery ever again.
Yeah, what sucks is like anytime anything happens to you and you got to get it fixed with anything, whether it's human or just like this table, anything you do, you break it and you fix it. Yeah. It's never going to be the same as it was.
No,
it's never going to be stronger.
No.
So kids, don't hurt yourself.
No, don't stay in shape.
Yeah. It's funny. I always see like these kids like running and jumping around, parkouring, jumping off buildings and stuff. And I'm just like, I fall a little bit and, it ruins my life. And then like these kids are just jumping all over everything. I don't know how they do it.
I watched 2 clips this week. A clip of the Masters is this week, and they did the par 3 contest. And a couple years ago, golfer Tony Finau made a hole-in-one on the par 3 contest. They do it the Wednesday before the tournament, or maybe it's Tuesday.
Yeah.
Before the tournament, and on their little short course, he hits this hole-in-one. It's going nuts. Is running and dislocates his ankle.
Really?
Have you seen this video?
No, I haven't.
It's hard to watch. But he falls to the ground and puts his ankle back in place.
Really?
Pops up and walks off. I'm like,
is he fine?
He's fine. He's fine. Now, he was an athlete and in shape. And then...
Well, you're a weightlifter. You would think...
Yeah, exactly.
You would think that you would be okay.
No, I can't see anything with ankles anymore. And then 2 nights ago, watched a clip of a guy sliding back into second base. And you just see his ankle just...
Oh, really?
Yeah. Baseball.
I was thinking about the Masters when I went into your office the other day and you were watching it, and it's awful to say this, and I'm going to admit this to the 20 people now that are watching that I don't know anything about golf.
No, I love golf.
Well, I know you. Well, the reason I want to talk to you about this is because I know you love golf. You live on a golf course.
Yeah,
and I went golfing once with you.
That's true. That's true.
And all I did was sit in the golf cart and drink beer.
Didn't we do a podcast before that too?
Was that the same day? Yeah. It was the same day.
Joseph was there, and Sarah came for a minute.
Yeah, we did the Two Sad Dads
at Temple Hills.
At Temple Hills, we had lunch, and then we played golf. But
God, the good old days.
But like, do you still go out there and play?
No, I'm actually supposed to play this Sunday, and that's the first time I've played since I was out in California in December.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about golf. I can understand the appeal to it.
Yeah.
Well,
Augusta is it's like an imaginary world.
Yeah.
Right. Money's no object for them. The place is immaculate. It's a tough course. It's in a cool part of the world. And there's just a lot of kind of history behind all of it. And that's kind of the appeal.
Yeah.
It's a short field, it's a small field, so it's only the best players there, but even the best players struggle.
Yeah.
I watch it just kind of, especially because what we do nowadays.
Yeah.
You can appreciate what that course, the superintendents and all the landscapers do.
Yeah.
To make it look like $1 million, like $1 billion.
My older brother kind of cut his teeth in the landscaping industry through one of his first jobs was a golf course, and he did it for a long time.
Yeah,
it's crazy the amount of time they spend on the greens, watering the greens, cutting the greens all the time. It's just like very, very specific watering schedules and to make it like that.
This is so different. I mean, they've got this system, the sub-air system underneath that if it rains, they can suck the moisture out of the golf course.
Oh, really?
And feed it into the creeks. If the sod or if the grass is damaged, they have sod on property to flip it. Like you wouldn't even know it's been replaced.
How do they do that stuff?
unlimited budget.
Well, I was going to say money.
Money.
It's just like when you see the Titans field and it's like destroyed, and then they're back the next week, and it's
Well,
like,
even that. I mean, truly, that's not really even that good of a comparison. Because remember, a couple of years ago, before the Titans went to artificial, there was all that drama with how bad the field was. It's expensive
yeah, it's very expensive to do.
fix it, especially around here. Georgia's a little bit, Augusta, Georgia's a little farther south, but you have to have everything right there.
Yeah.
Perfect sand, right size plants. A couple of years ago, they had a big storm come down. They took trees out, put trees right back in.
Yeah, I guess if you have no budget at all, or unlimited budget, you can do whatever you need to do.
The course is only open for a short amount of time during the year anyway.
It's funny because when I was 18 years old, I was working for the city of Brentwood Parks. And so we took care of all those fields, like out at Crockett and Granny White and all that. And so part of my job when I worked on Saturday mornings was to get the fields prepped and ready to go.
Yeah.
And so if it rained or anything like that, you're out there putting soil or like infield conditioner or whatever to dry it up. And I remember it's like just pouring down rain, and it's like, the whole field's like holding water, like the infield. And I'm just thinking, because I'm not a sports guy, so I don't know the passion behind it. I'm just like, so like, is like the president coming to play baseball?
Listen, I mean,
they're hardcore with it, man. Thousands of dollars just throwing that mix on there to try to soak it up.
Yeah, I mean, that's big business for them with all the kids.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, they're paying to be in those leagues and play those games, and you only have a certain amount of time you can play because everyone wants to play. I mean, you have to keep it up.
Yeah, I guess they don't want to reschedule them or anything like that. But I remember we used to have pallets of that stuff, and we'd go out there and constantly, it sprinkles a little bit.
Yeah.
Got to make sure it's dry.
I remember sitting at a class at Xavier and looking out the window, and below us was the baseball field, and they had a game that afternoon, and there was a helicopter just flying back and forth trying to dry the field off.
Really?
So they can play. Yeah.
What, just the wind from the propellers? I've never heard of that in my life.
Yeah.
I almost feel like
I don't even think I doubt I paid attention to class that day. I just was staring out the window watching this helicopter.
Do you think that it worked?
Yeah.
I mean, I almost kind of feel like you're pulling my chain here.
No joke.
Maybe they just need to get helicopters and just to try.
Fine. Couldn't do that in Brentwood, though. Couldn't do that in Brentwood.
Maybe. They might have a little money.
Maybe. I've played a course where the sub-air thing is amazing. I played a course down in Alabama that had the sub-air. Was there for a weekend with my father-in-law, and it rained that night, and the next morning you couldn't tell.
Yeah.
You couldn't tell. It's amazing what these high-end courses can do to make it playable. The thing for Augusta is it's all about it's undulations, hills, and really fast greens. And if you don't have any of that, these professionals will just eat the place alive.
Yeah.
They're probably, the members at Augusta right now are probably pissed because I think the leader's at 9 under.
Yeah. Do people generally like that golf course?
Oh gosh, yes. It is uber exclusive.
And this is dumb question, but is the Masters there every year?
Every year.
Somewhere? I didn't know if they moved it around or something.
Every year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw the initial dues to join back in, I think, 1939 or 31 was $365.
How much is it now?
You had to be invited.
Yeah.
You had to be invited. I mean, it's presidents, it's the who's who.
I think you've got a shot at it.
Maybe.
Maybe.
It's a lottery just to get in to watch it. So, I mean.
Then hundreds of thousands of dollars just to pay your dues.
To play the course for like a span of a month and a half, I think it is. And then
Really?
they shut it down, yeah.
It's only open that long?
Yeah. Maybe for members you can go out and play in a June or July, but I don't know why you'd want to play. I mean, these are older guys. I think Peyton Manning's now a member and Eli maybe, but it's just the prestige.
Yeah.
To have that green jacket, say you're a member.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right. It's just to show it off that you're
exactly right.
part of it.
Yeah.
Well,
Not everybody's doing it. I mean, it's worth. The perfect Sunday during Masters is a rainy Sunday where you can just sit on your couch and just watch golf from 1 o'clock to 7:30.
Yeah. How long does this Masters go?
It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
So that's all this week.
Yeah. Half the field won't make the cut today.
Yeah.
And then just the best of the best will play tomorrow and Saturday.
You wish you were watching it right now instead of doing this?
No. I actually haven't a chance to watch that. I was kind of just following some clips online, but.
What are you watching it on?
Just Twitter or X, whatever it is, the Masters.
Is that your preferred social media, X?
Yeah. Yeah.
You have Facebook and all
I
that?
don't do Facebook. I have it. I keep remembering my password so Daniel and I can go check on people we used to go work with
Oh, yeah.
and check on people, but I don't get on Facebook.
Yeah. Prior to doing this, I only really got on Facebook, and now, like, I don't even have an X account right now. I think I started one a long time ago, but then
I mean, you can go down rabbit holes, but I've got politics. I have it mostly for basketball, for Xavier basketball.
you look at it for more than just that. I mean,
Oh, absolutely.
you get your news and stuff
Absolutely.
on it, or are you like looking at fun things?
No, it ends up being some fun things. But if I want to do fun things, it goes to, which my kids laugh, it's Instagram Reels. I don't have Snapchat, or what's the other one?
Oh yeah, I forgot that Snapchat was a thing.
TikTok.
You don't use TikTok?
No.
I like TikTok because, well, actually, TikTok is. I'm sure all of the social medias are like this, but let me start with, like, on Facebook. I'm always like, I don't want to stop too long on anything because then it'll remember. And like, if I just want to glance at it, it's like it'll always put it in there like an ad or something.
Yeah, going back to where we started talking about it, that algorithm.
Like TikTok, that's what I was going to say. You can kind of manipulate your algorithm. There's sometimes, like, when I'm looking at something, I'm just like, I'll just let this play out, even if I'm not looking at it, because I'd rather it be more of this than whatever else.
Right.
That it just sucks that you can't stop and look at something. Or even worse, it's like an ad comes up and you're like, oh, I'm interested in this ad. I want to check it out.
Yeah.
And then it'll just constantly hit you.
Well, it's not. I mean, it's on like retail now too. I got a couple sites I go look for, pants and shirts, and I'll look, and then I'll look at the price. I'm like, I don't want to pay that money.
Yeah.
And then I'll get a text or an email saying,
hey, what'd you
did you forget to check out or something? I'm like, what? No, I didn't forget to check out. You lower your prices.
Yeah.
Or send me a better coupon.
What I always end up doing is, like, if I see an ad on one of the platforms, I'll, like, open up my browser and go to that website rather than go to it through
That's
there, so it's not, like, constantly hitting me with it.
Yeah, that's true. I guess you could reset. Is it the cache?
Yeah, reset the cache or
to get rid of all that
browsing history and all that.
Yeah.
What about X? Does it do that stuff? Same stuff, like the same kind of, like, running ads and all that?
You can. It gets some ads, but it gives you the option if you don't want to watch have the ads, and you just push a button and says, I don't want to see this ad. It's not like videos.
Yeah.
It'll just kind of give things that are. You have who you're following, and then a section of kind of likes, for better way to put it. Following is really specific, and then likes are kind of in the same genre.
There needs to just be one. It's too complicated.
It's gotten complicated.
All of these. I even forgot about Snapchat.
Yeah, Snapchat.
And apparently the kids really like Snapchat.
I don't understand it. I mean, you're taking a picture of yourself and sending it. Then what?
Well, they're taking pictures of themselves and sending it, and then it disappears. So the allure to it is like, oh, this will never be seen, which is not true.
That's not true.
Which has been proven.
It's everywhere.
Over and over again.
Yeah.
And that stops someone from screenshotting it, too.
That's exactly right.
Screenshotting it. So, like, Young Love starts taking pictures of themselves and sending it. And then you got yourself an issue if you ever wanted to run for president.
I guess I could run for president. I haven't done anything. A lot of these kids nowadays could not.
Yeah, I mean, you're squeaky clean enough that you could run for president.
That's right.
I think it's because we kind of grew up before the social media stuff took off.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't have a cell phone until, God, I was like 23 years old.
Yeah.
I only got it because when I drove across country, and then I didn't even use it.
Yeah.
And it didn't have all the fun. Nobody calls me on my phone. It's more to play games or listen to music to.
Let me ask you this: were you in the back in the day in, like, the pager craze? Oh, I had a pager.
Did you really? That makes sense. I've seen some photos of you. You're a gangster.
Well, it's like I wasn't gangsta, but I remember when I was 14 or 13, 14, 15, I'm like, I'm going to get a pager. So my parents got us pagers. It's like, for what?
Yeah.
It's like, originally it was like the pager where it's like, you know, just the number on it.
Yeah.
And like sometimes you could get them like clear plastic ones, you know, like you could see the insides, the inside of the pager. And then like, you know, someone would text you like, you know, like the T9, they'd put like, you know, 8879325, and it's like you're trying to figure out what letter it is.
Oh wow! Shoot, I'm like, what are you talking about?
on,
I mean,
you
the only
didn't-
thing I knew about was like 911, where you knew you had to call somebody.
Yeah, no, look, there's communications with the pagers.
Man, I guess I am old.
It's like you can look at it and be like, oh, this person needs whatever this thing, and you're just like, I'll call him later. Or like,
I mean, you'd have to know your alphabet where your little letters and numbers.
but you get used to it. You're like figuring it. You're translating it.
Wow.
So you get that number, and you're like, oh, he can wait. And then like another one, you're like, oh, we got to pull over and find a payphone so I can call this person.
Emergency.
Wait
a second. Did you have a pager where you left your buddy here? Was it Justin? Who was your buddy? You were going to the concert downtown at Vanderbilt.
Left Jeremy.
Jeremy, did he not have a pager?
No, we didn't. He didn't. Maybe he should have paged me.
He should have paged you. Turn around.
Yeah, he should have paged me. But yeah, I had a pager, and then this was before cell phones got really, you know, like everybody had one in their pocket. But then that, like when I mentioned a minute ago that I worked for the city of Brentwood, we had alphanumeric pagers. So they were like this big, and you could go, like we could go in the office and type a message out on this machine.
Sure.
And then somebody would get that page. That was like original texting.
That's pretty cool. I think my dad had those. I remember him having something like that, but no, I didn't have any of that.
And then we moved to phones, which you remember when phones were like paid by the minute.
Yes.
And so it's like, you're like, oh, I got to go. I only got a couple minutes left.
Yeah. That's like the first cell phone I had. I had it just for emergencies. Never used it because I didn't want to pay the bill.
Yeah.
And it was astronomical.
Oh yeah, it was crazy.
Crazy.
I remember because I was in band in high school, and we would go to these competitions on Saturday. And I don't know, I was probably 14 or 15. I was in high school at the time, and I remember being on the bus, and the band director had like a car phone, the one that was like
in the bag.
Yeah, in the bag, and it's like we would see him because he had to like call a parent or something about something. Like he's on the phone, and we're driving.
This guy's a badass.
He's on the phone, and we're driving down the road.
Yeah,
everyone's just like in awe.
Yeah, I remember those things.
Now it's just like everybody's got a phone.
Yeah, no. If you don't have a phone, that's the argument. You know, when your kids get to a certain age, if you don't have a phone, all you're gonna hear about it.
Yeah.
You know, why want a phone? I need the phone. Well, you don't need a phone.
Yeah. Well, it's like when me and Daniel were talking. No, it was me. It was me and you. We were talking about that. Like when you were out riding, and it's like the kids are like, I have to have a phone.
Yeah.
Like, no, man. There would be days at a time where nobody would hear from me.
Right. That's right.
I think that the society now, I don't know. I go back and forth on it. Like maybe we're too intertwined, but then you see all the other countries, like they all, you know, a lot of the families, they all live together in the same household, and they're all connected like that. But then here, it's like when we're ready to move out when we get of age, and we're going to be independent, and we're going to do all these things. But the reality is what is pulling us together in a digital age is like the phones. It's like
That's right. It's a stressor because you have, if you don't have your instant access to what you're wanting to find out or know, it stresses you out.
Yeah, you just have to go to get an encyclopedia to find something out.
That's right. Now my favorite thing is to send my family. I have a little family group, Instagram Reels.
Because they don't want to.
I don't even think they ever look at it because they never respond.
Maybe I'll only post our episode here on Instagram.
You should,
and then make your kids go and watch it.
You should. It's got to have to show up for them.
Yeah, it's just crazy to think how all this technology's gone, and it's like we are way more connected, and it's getting further and further away to remember what it was like before to not have that. I remember, like, if you have a situation on the road, you're gonna have to hope that you can get to a payphone, or stop at someone's house and be like, "Hey, can I use your phone?"
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like now, it's like
No, exactly.
now the kids freak out if they don't have enough battery.
I think we talked about last time. You can track what they're doing. You can track while they're driving.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
it's pretty crazy.
It is crazy. It is crazy.
Well, that's the world that we live in now.
Unfortunately, it is. But I mean, I don't know what we would do if we didn't have it.
The technology with it's just getting better and getting crazier. I was going to ask you about this. I was watching a report about. Did you see how they brought the dire wolf back?
Oh, God, fascinating. I mean, 10,000 years.
Yeah, 10,000 years since the last one walked the earth.
We were watching Jane and I were watching a video of it last night. Them howling.
Yeah, the little Ruminus and
Something.
whatever they named them.
Yeah.
But I didn't know. Well, apparently it had been kept under wraps, and I was listening to the Joe Rogan podcast the other day, and he had the guy that did it,
Oh, no way.
the owner of that colossal company.
No, I ain't got to watch that one.
And I mean, it's insane listening to like how they do all that stuff. And now the things are like 6 months old. I think there's three of them.
Jane said they're going to be like 2 times the size of regular wolves.
Yeah, 10,000 years since
How
we had
Jurassic Park started.
I know, but
all I'm saying.
Well, the way that they're saying that they do this stuff is like, you only have to have a certain amount of the DNA to be able to kind of, put the pieces together and match it all up and figure it all out.
Where did they get the DNA from?
They got it from a tooth, I think, from.
It's unbelievable.
I know.
10,000 years.
And now we got 3 of them running around.
It's unbelievable.
But I guess I guess what the problem is, because this is a huge debate amongst people of whether we should be doing these type of things, because look, somebody think about where we've come in 20 years.
Yeah.
Us talking about these phones a minute ago and all the things that we can do now over the 20 or 30 years. In 20 or 30 years, are we having like people like this?
I mean, I don't want to come back.
No.
I imagine I'd want to. It would be interesting if you could bring them back and then ask questions. But I mean, you're just creating a new.
Yeah, it's not you. It's
right.
it's just you. Yeah. But they would have their own. They would have their own experiences.
No, I mean, think about even if 500 years from now. I mean, is there any space on the planet?
I don't know.
If they keep doing it, people are going to want to keep doing it.
Yeah, I mean, them doing this with these wolves. Well, the company is saying that, like, which I can get behind what their mission statement is, because they're trying to keep things from becoming extinct.
Sure, that's pretty cool.
Whatever birds or whatever else and things like that, I can understand that. I don't know if I 100% get behind it, because like things happen, all this stuff happens for a reason.
That's right.
Maybe it's the dinosaurs are gone for a reason.
We have dinosaur bones, right?
Yeah.
We have megalodon teeth.
Yeah.
So they could take those and create those creatures.
Anything.
That's, I mean, unbelievable.
It's like when I die, it's like, hey, honey, keep one of my twofers when you're ready to.
In case you want to bring me back and yell at me again.
Yeah, if you want to see like another, it won't be me. It'll be another version of me.
Maybe it'll be a better version.
Yeah, it's like it'll be a better version, but like it'll be me, but it'll be like. I'll have the same characteristics and I'll talk the same and I'll do all the same things, but then you'll be like, hey, remember this? And I'll be like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know
what you're talking about. No, it's unbelievable. Jane and I were watching those videos last night. It's wild to think that they could do that. I'm not surprised. I mean, hopefully the next step is curing cancer or something like that. I'm surprised that's not happened if they're doing this. But, there's celebrities that have frozen themselves. I think Ted Williams froze himself so he can try to come back. I mean, I guess if you have the money.
Yeah, I mean, it's all just crazy to think. It's hard to imagine where we'll be. Just, I mean, this right here is, this is just the first step. Mm-hmm. And so who knows what's to come. And, they did a lot of this with AI to like fill in the blanks and
it's unbelievable
on all of that stuff. And so, people get freaked out about AI. And it's like with everything, AI I think can be awesome, and you can't stop it. You can't stop what's coming. But then there's also the people that'll use it for bad. So
that's true.
So it's like,
That's true.
I don't know where we land with all that.
I don't know. I mean, and maybe we end up in a big movie where, somebody bad comes out and creates something. But I mean, it goes back to what we were saying a couple of minutes ago. I mean, the rate of information we can get and how quickly we can get it.
Yeah.
I mean, I was searching this morning on how to do a 48-hour fast,
Yeah.
and within seconds.
You have a million different ways to do that.
Yeah.
It's crazy how it brings it all up. And the problem is we live in I just don't know that any of this is good. I'm 100% guilty of taking advantage of all the things, but I always call it, we live in an Amazon Prime time to where it's like, I'll look at things and buy it on Amazon based if I'm going to get it today.
Sure. Will it be here between 4 and 8 in the morning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I get mad. And then I get mad. Like if I order something this morning and it's supposed to be here between 5 and 10 tonight, and then I didn't get it.
Yeah.
I'm like, where's my
I want my stuff?
It's like, I guess I could have just gone down to the store to get
Yeah.
it.
But it's easier to do that.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to leave.
But the rate of information and the things that we get and them trying to make it better to where they got drones dropping stuff off and all that. It's
No.
It's hard.
I've not seen the drone. They do. I saw an autonomous car. Was I telling you? I was telling Daniel. I was at one city, and a guy got picked up by an autonomous Uber or whatever they're calling it.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
When I went to I think it was Arizona. It was either Arizona. I think it was Arizona. It's like half the cars out there are all autonomous.
Arizona's big.
It's like they're just all over the place.
Yeah.
And it's like, we have the autonomous mowers at work, and that's the way that things are going to go. It's like, I used to be very skeptical about it, but then when you start, researching it, reading into it, and the way that, we would sell it to customers, which is the truth, it's like, people have bad days.
Yeah.
Maybe they've been fighting with their wife or their husband, and then they go in and they're not thinking straight, or maybe they're hungover from the night before when they're mowing, and they can hit your air conditioner or run over something. But an autonomous mower is only going to do it you tell it to.
That's right. That's right.
So it's like, it's safer in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it is cool. It really compared it to the mowers because, I mean, it was navigating construction workers walking across the street. I mean, it was slower, but it made perfect sense.
Yeah.
But you saw all the kind of bells and whistles making it go.
Have you ever been in like a Tesla that does that?
No.
Like the self-driving? I haven't either, or any kind of self-driving vehicle, but I do know that on my truck, I have what they call, I guess, GMC calls it adaptive cruise control. Yeah. And so like I'm uncomfortable using that.
Yeah.
Like I like using it when you're in traffic.
Yeah.
And especially when you're in stop and go traffic, but it's like it doesn't stop at the way that I want it to.
You're comfortable with. Yeah. I mean, it takes a lot of. My father-in-law's car has that, where it has the lane assist.
Yeah, you can say the distance that you want. Yeah. But what worries me is like, I'm a very safe driver to where I keep a lot of distance between me and the car in front of me. And then there's always some jackass that wants to go in that spot that I've reserved for myself. But like that adaptive cruise control doesn't seem to
catch up with it.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to care about that. So the reason I was asking about the Tesla, because I guess the Tesla is probably the most famous self-driving car. I didn't know if like it was a little bit more easy on the brake or if it's just like stop immediately.
I don't know if I could get into it, personally. I've seen the videos. Like, I don't know. Did you see the video of the guy sleeping while it's driving?
Oh, yeah.
That's probably not real.
No, I wouldn't want to do that.
But,
yeah, it's probably not.
I don't know many people that have Teslas, though.
What do you think about all this Tesla stuff going on? Them burning up?
I hate it.
I know, it's ridiculous.
I hate it.
It's
just dumb.
All of this stuff is wild to me to see how everything's been flipped, regardless of people's political.
That's right.
Where they stand politically. I do know that the left has always been like, gotta go green. We need electric cars, and then Elon builds the electric cars, and everybody loves him. And then he starts supporting Trump, and they're like, burn the Tesla.
That's the thing. I mean, I would genuinely love to ask somebody, why did you just do that?
Yeah.
Or did you see the guy got caught keying the Cybertruck?
Yeah, because they got the 360 cameras on it,
and he couldn't give a good reason why he keyed the car.
Yeah, it's awful because, again, regardless of where you stand politically on anything, it's like you are destroying somebody's property.
Yeah.
Just because you don't like the guy that made the Teslas, who you probably liked a year ago.
Yeah. Well, I saw a clip this morning on X. A guy, I don't know where it was, walked into a Tesla dealership and put a pie in the face of one of the robots and then walked out. What's the point of that?
Yeah.
What did you accomplish?
Exactly. That's what bothers me so much.
What did you accomplish?
What are you accomplishing? And the reality of all this is you don't like him, but you don't like Elon because he's rich. You don't like him because he supports Trump or whatever the case may be. You don't like what he's doing, all that, whatever. But at the end of the day, all you're doing is helping him sell more cars. Because for me, I'm like, hell, I don't go buy a Tesla just because of that. I can't afford one. But.
It's free publication for him. I mean, it's wild. I don't get it. I don't support it. I'm on the right side. But if you don't have a reason for what you're doing, you genuinely can't tell me what you're doing it for.
Yeah,
don't do it.
Yeah, it's dumb.
It's dumb.
Maybe when this
get a hobby.
Maybe when this podcast takes off and I get like 1,500 viewers, maybe I can afford to buy a Cybertruck or something.
You'll have the robot before the car.
The Cybertrucks, man, they're so expensive. The cars they're all so expensive, but it just cracks me up watching these people lose their minds about this. It's like, I get it. I'm all for like stand up for something, support something, be against something, whatever. But like, I keep my mouth shut about everything. Yeah. And to me, it's like, maybe I shouldn't be keeping my mouth shut as much as I have over the years, but I'm definitely not going to go out and be like, I'm going to go run a key down your car because I'm mad at what's going on. That's ridiculous.
On a Tuesday afternoon. I think because of where we work, we can't, you don't want to stir the pot. You don't know who you're, for me, I'm trying to sell.
Yeah.
I don't need to be making people mad.
Yeah.
Because of political views.
Yeah.
So you have to walk a kind of fine line of what to say and what not to say. I remember a couple of years ago, a certain individual at work made some comments and got called out on a few things. So I mean, it's just I don't get it. I don't get it. But speaking of technology, do you still have those?
Yeah, they're right over there.
The goggles. I mean, I saw there's an update for those coming out now too, right?
The Apple Vision Pro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which
do you use it?
Oh yeah, I feel really bad about. I don't know. I don't think that Apple considers it a flop. Mm-hmm. I think that it's a beta machine.
Okay.
To what's to come. I spent the money and bought one, and it cost a lot of money. But I like to be on the cutting edge of technology, and so I have an understanding that, like, yes, you're going to pay for that kind of stuff. But but with what that thing does. I was actually gonna see if they got anything on the Masters because they've released a baseball thing the other day.
F1 has that.
Yeah, F1. They got a lot of stuff. Like the biggest problem that I had with it is there wasn't enough content.
Oh,
because it's not like an iPhone where everybody's got one in their pocket.
Yeah,
and so you got to get developers to make stuff for that thing. And so now it's like there's been more content coming out. But as far as like, to me, it's like the future of a workstation. I mean, it's big and bulky, so it's not anything that could happen right now. But if you think 3-5 years from now, if it's just glasses on your face and things are just like right there in front of you.
Yeah, I remember you saying that. It was fascinating to see the demo.
Yeah.
That experience was just mind-blowing. But
they released a thing a couple weeks ago, a Metallica concert. It was, it was like a 15-minute thing where it showed them playing some songs, some interviews, and Jack is really big into Metallica, and I don't think he's ever even put it on just to try it out. So I took it to him, put it on him, and so I was watching him while he's sitting on the couch, and he's just like,
"Yeah, that's awesome."
Because you got 360 view of everything, and then you're like right on stage with Metallica, in James Hetfield's face. And he's just like, whoa.
That's unbelievable. I mean, even just the Alicia Keys at the beginning of the demo is
it's
crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, all that technology.
Well, somehow it'll end up being tied into stuff like this where we could watch what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And then you can have like topics pulled up, and I imagine it'll tie into all that stuff. It would be interesting. Try it out this weekend, see if you probably have to download their app.
No, I think I downloaded it.
They got a great app. The Masters does.
Yeah, they have an NBA app on it where they had a lot of you know, like even if you're just watching the Masters, it's not like the whole like you're in there. It's like they got a lot of interactive things while you're watching it. All this other stuff's going on around.
Yeah, yeah.
So
it would be cool. Let me know. I mean, I've seen where I don't think it's tied to the Vision Pro, but there's new training aids that have for that, where you can watch where the lines of the putts go, and you know, you can play rounds virtually.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like with all this stuff, AI, using any of this, you know, like that Vision Pro, and how the technology only gets better. Meanwhile, Elon's trying to put rockets in Mars and landing them and burning down Tesla dealerships for no reason. It's just like we live in a very exciting time. We got 10,000-year-old extinct wolves running around. It's like, what else? It's like we got everything's getting doged left and right.
Yeah,
it's like
I mean, that part of it is unbelievable. I don't know how you can't get excited about what.
Yeah. Absolutely. How can you be mad that we're like, you know what? Here's all this money that we're spending on all of these dumb things. And it's like, we're not doing anything about it, but like the Doge is just saying, here's what's going on here. How can you as an American be mad about, you know, them exposing all this?
Especially because we pay taxes. I mean, all the stuff they're finding, I mean, they're giving money away to deceased people. I saw something on the news last night that there was checks going to unborn. I don't know how this is possible, but to unborn children. And I mean, we pay taxes every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, well, how's that fair for you and I?
I know it's crazy to me. And, you know, me and you, we know our political views on it all, but like when I think about it all, it's like, how can you not get behind something that is as unifying as this?
Right.
Like you said a minute ago, how has it moved your life forward or moved our country forward for you going and scratching up somebody's Tesla or blowing up a dealership or having a stupid protest about it? It's like, you know, I don't ever have any kind of intentions of getting political on here, but that's just like kind of a WTF moment here. It's like, why are we doing these dumb things?
Right.
It's like Elon's he's shooting rockets up in the sky
and catching them on the way back down.
And then catching them on the way back down, which they said that's the biggest hurdle in it all. And we've accomplished catching it.
Yeah, I mean, think about just how much he's saved just catching these things and be able to reuse them again. I mean,
well, that's a problem. Is he's a private citizen doing all this because the government's too busy spending money on Sesame Street in Iraq or whatever they're doing.
I mean, you had these poor astronauts stuck in space for months, and he goes up on a weekend and catches them and comes back.
I know.
How do you not get behind all that?
I know.
It doesn't matter. Like you're saying, it's not politics. It's just kind of pride of the world we live in right now.
I know. Look at what we've done. Look at all of the wonderful things that we do.
Yeah.
And look, I'm here to tell you, I believe we've done some awful things as a country.
Sure.
But like, we need to celebrate these things that are good. And you got two people. I mean, we could have just as easy said, you know what? Sorry about those astronauts. I guess they're, you know, they would never make it public. We'll just let them die out there. No, billions of dollars to go up there to get them and bring them back.
Yeah.
Billions of dollars.
Yeah. I don't know. It's wild. It's wild that what he's been able to do. He's getting out of Doge.
I probably don't blame him. I mean, I'm sure that Trump took him aside and be like, you know that it's going to be probably the worst decision of your life. But what do you do if you're the richest man? You don't care about money. Right. You don't need money. It's like, obviously he cares about the country and wants to make things good.
Well, he's put good people in position to continue on what they're doing. Takes that side off of him. He can focus back on his companies because, of course, he's got to make stockholders happy.
Yeah, he's got to do all that. And also, I think that more than anything, he's just fueled by like, I have this goal of getting to Mars or doing whatever he wants to do. It's funny because like I don't even think he really gives a shit about the cars. I think he does the cars so he can do the rockets.
That's right.
So he can get out.
That's exactly right.
that's
exactly right. I think that's what he said. I mean, and that's awesome. That's awesome to think. I don't think I'd ever want to go to Mars, but
yeah. I mean, yeah, maybe check out the moon, see how it's going out there.
You know, could you? I think my mind truly would blow if I was in outer space and turned around and saw the Earth.
Yeah, my mind would absolutely be blown. It's been my lifelong dream.
Really?
When I was a kid, I wanted to be an astronaut. And then I got to this age where I really wanted to do that.
So you watched the movie Space Camp?
Yeah.
Oh, great movie.
I got to the age where it's just like, well, I can't do it. I gotta be an adult. But like Elon's like, he was probably running around as a kid. He's like, I'm going to Mars.
Yeah.
And then like people will be like, nobody can go to Mars. But hopefully before I die, I'd like to see not just us get to Mars, but him to fulfill
He
his
deserves
dream.
it. That's probably the last thing he does is he takes the flight,
I don't know,
4-month
man.
flight or whatever it is.
You know what's funny about it is I think they said they were ready to go by 2026, 2027. I mean, that's like we talked about before. It's like that's just in a few days.
Yeah, I mean Matt Damon's been there, so
That was an awesome movie. Did you
It was
like
a
that
great movie. That was a great movie.
I watched that movie a few different times.
Yeah,
What was it called?
The Martian.
Yeah, The Martian. The Martian.
Yeah.
I was like towards the end of it, like when he's trying to get shot back up into space.
Slingshot back.
I'm just like, come on, Matt Damon, you can do this.
You can do it, buddy.
He's all like, frail and skinny from eating potatoes.
Yeah.
It's like,
That he grew from his own poop.
yeah, that he grew from his own poop. Come on, Matt Damon, you can do it.
I like that movie so much I bought it. That's how wild it is.
I did too. I've literally bought like maybe 3 movies. I bought it on my streaming platform here, and it's like I don't know why I bought it, but like I watched it. I'm just like, I love this movie.
Yeah, I bought that. I bought Greatest Showman, and then the Lego movies.
Greatest Show. You and the Greatest.
Love it.
Yeah, that's a good movie. I haven't seen any of the Lego movies.
Oh my god!
Actually, you know what? I have seen the first one that came out. Everybody
was awesome by the Lonely
everything
Island.
is awesome. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I thought
So you just watched that by yourself. You're not with kids or anything.
well, Maggie had her birthday party and they went to go see it, and I think Kate wanted to throw me out of the theater because I was laughing so hard. And then I watched it on a flight to California a few years later, and thought I was going to get thrown off that flight too.
I don't know why.
It is so clever.
Yeah, it's all that
So
funny.
clever.
You know what's weird is like I have this thing that I've drilled into my head lately, probably over the past few years, is I don't want to watch movies anymore.
No.
And it's weird because like I used to watch movies all the time, but the reason that I don't want to watch movies is because I prefer TV shows because they can build the characters.
Yeah.
But then if you look at it, it's like there's a lot of time filling and all that kind of stuff, which
I don't have the patience. You know, I regret watching Lost because I watched that from start to finish, and that was a disappointment.
Yeah, I've never seen that, but I heard that it's just like it's like a hype to everything, and then nothing ever happened.
Nothing. You know, we watched This Is Us. That was great.
Yeah, I watched that. We used to have our Tuesday morning cries.
Still probably do. Maggie watches it at school now. But I can't get into. I just can't get into TV shows.
Yeah. I watch them. I watch them regularly. Like I don't watch them as much as I used to. I've got probably a group of them that I'm constantly watching for, but I just didn't have a hobby or anything. So just watching a lot of TV.
Yeah.
And so
to me, it's not a way to relax. I like to listen to music.
so when you're like, you know what, I'm going to relax right now. And so you sit down,
Yeah.
put your earbuds in or some headphones on, and you just sit there like this.
Or I'll pace around my house.
Maybe you're like this.
I piddle. I piddle and walk around. I pace. I pace around. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, and I listen to music.
I think I lost my way with music for some reason because I used to write songs all the time, play music, play in bands, do all the things, and then just kind of, I mean, I play guitar every now and then, but like, I'm like questioning myself, was I ever really interested in this? Did I just do this because like my dad wanted me to do this?
Yeah. Well, you and Joseph talked about it. I mean, it's not for me, and I get laughed at my house because it's the same songs over and over.
Yeah.
But you tie it to a memory.
Yes.
You tie it to an event that you lived through, or something that reminds you of something, and that's what draws me to it.
Well, I think that my problem is now, like every Friday, like this morning when I got up, and it's because I've been doing this for as long as I can remember, I check to see what the new releases are for the day. And it's like, I don't even know any of that. And then I have to question myself, well, am I becoming, our parents used to say, "Oh, y'all's music when we were kids, y'all's music sucks." But like, there's not like I have no interest in any of this music that's coming out.
60s, 70s, 80s, 90s music was unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, I'll even give it to early 2000s.
Yeah, yes.
I'll even allow that. But like, we went through something happened to where. Well, I always have to ask myself because I don't know. I don't know if you are or not, but I'm a huge Radiohead fan. I don't know that if you
Never really got into them.
Well, I got into them and they came out, they were rock.
Sure.
And then OK Computer came out and they started shifting and then got into Kid A to where it just became like all experimental and all that.
Sure.
And so I question, because I love all that and I love all their stuff that they're doing now. And I hear they're recording a new album now.
Yeah.
But I question, did that ruin those bands that I like because they're trying to do something new or trying to something experimental? I just don't know.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I guess you go from, doo-bop, doo-wop to Motown to,
Yeah. To Meatloaf.
To Meatloaf. Always comes back to Meatloaf. Always comes back to Meatloaf. But I mean, I don't know. I just, you think of those years, those are kind of your formidable years, and that's what kind of drives me back to it.
Yeah.
Kate gets so mad at me because it's the same song. She's like, I'm like, can I play the music in the car? She's like, no, it's the same music.
Well, what I was going to say too is I'm wondering if, like we established, like you tie it to a memory or a time in your life, just like smells and then everything else makes you think of something. Like, do we not create those now?
That's a wonderful point.
It's like, are we not creating these new memories? Because like every time now I'm listening to the stuff that I listened then to try to relive that moment.
That's a great point. And it maybe is telling that we need to slow down and get back to that.
Maybe.
I mean, think about even for work, 5, 10, 7 years ago. I mean, it was a piece of cake.
Yeah.
And now we're like, holy crap.
I know.
If we don't have this done for today, then you kind of feel like a failure.
Somebody came up to me yesterday at work. I emailed you about this thing and you haven't responded. It's like I hadn't even been through the rest of the day.
Yeah.
I usually like take care of things immediately.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, I'm really busy right now, so this particular thing can wait.
Priority, right?
This is not a priority. But I'm always the person that's compassionate and like, well, this is a priority to them, and I'm thinking through it. But like with my schedule of how busy I've been, I'm like, I can't deal with this right this second.
Right.
This will have to wait.
Yeah.
You think that I killed the person?
No, sure. We hear way too much of that internally from people. It's it's not my neighbor in the office is the worst. She doesn't hear back from somebody in 2 minutes. It's what's going on? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I tend to get back to clients really quick because that's important.
Yes.
But if it's a question about where do you find this map?
Yeah.
Hey, take a second to go find it yourself.
I know. That's what I was going to say is that like a lot of but it's part of my job to help people do the things. And
we're helpers.
I have no problem helping anybody. But I know for me, it's like I try to figure something out before I start popping off emails of questioning this. And then 9 times out of 10, when they respond back, is something dumb. And then I feel stupid about it. But it's like, at least I tried to like,
that's right.
Look at all the options.
Well, it's a blessing and a fault of ours to be that, because we take on too much more than we should.
Yeah.
I would love to have the mentality just to kind of block it out and then never go back to it.
Yeah. Well, think about the amount of work that like we've both been working there for a long time. It's like we weren't achieving this much work before. I mean, with technology and things that to help us, and we get, you got email, texting, and all this kind of stuff. So we live in a faster paced world, but that's not necessarily good for your health.
No.
Of constantly, because you're doing, say, for example, you're working on like, in general, 1 or 2 things right now. It's turned into like 5 or 6, projects that you're working on, trying to get figured out and have deadlines.
It's overwhelming. It's overwhelming for us. I mean, I think you did the right thing a couple of years ago when you realized that your health was more important than doing what you were doing.
Yeah,
It was killing you.
I was pretty miserable.
It was killing you. I mean, to have to do meetings and then go to find a dark space to kind of calm yourself down, not a healthy thing.
No.
But I was on a Zoom yesterday afternoon, and on Zoom I've got someone texting me or teamsing me with a question.
Yeah.
I got my work phone ringing, work phone texting, and then I got my personal phone ringing.
I have a problem though that
Six things.
every time any of that stuff's ringing, like I'm trying to not rid myself of being on top of things, but pacing myself, because if something rings or, I get a text, I'm like, I need to check this. I need to respond. And a lot of times, I don't know if it's like kids don't text and drive, but like, I'm getting to the age where like I'm having trouble even seeing that stuff.
Oh,
like,
sure.
Even glancing at it while you're driving. I remember before, even like 5 years ago, you're just like,
Yeah.
but now I'm just like, I have to put it away.
Yeah.
And like, I'll just deal with that one.
Well, the job I had before this, when I was selling the rental equipment, we had our computers in our trucks, and you had your hotspot, and you could be. I would remember myself typing on a computer, driving with my knees around town.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about dangerous.
Yeah. That's
I try not to. I'm guilty of it, but because of what you said earlier, it's not me, it's the other idiot
yeah.
that's doing it.
Yeah.
I got to be paying attention to those people because everybody else is doing it. I remember driving in just a couple of days ago, and guys were reading a book while I was going into Nashville, and he's reading a book while we were on Interstate 40. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Is it that great of a book?
It ties back into what we were saying a minute ago, that like it's safer to have an automated vehicle drive you around than you typing on a computer,
Sure.
or people texting on their phone, people drinking and driving and doing all that stuff.
That's right.
So
you just got to hit the lottery here and get yourself a driver.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm thinking one night I get up to like 73 followers. It's like I'll get my Tesla, and I'll probably get some kind of maid or something.
Sure, it's like a futures bet. You just start buying it.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen.
I'll just buy it all now and do all that.
This is an IOU. This is good. I've got a podcast.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just such a fast paced world, and it's like I need to remain fast in it, especially because I do technology at work. And so I try to be on the cutting edge of technology and know what's going on and be quick with things. But at the same time, for me personally, I need to slow it down, man.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like
you're unique because you're ahead of things. Like you said with the Vision Pro, you want to get in front of it.
Yeah.
And we work in a field where, I mean, it's still guys on mowers.
Yeah, I know.
Weed eaters.
Well, that's what's interesting. I don't know if other jobs, because the landscape industry, my spiel on this is like the landscape industry is known to be behind on all of technology.
Sure.
And then over the past couple years, it's like we're starting to catch up with stuff. And so I'm thinking to myself, well, because there's a lot of old school people in this industry and a lot of people that don't know how to do a lot of different things. And what's it like that in like these tech companies? Are they like cranking out all this stuff, or because every time you see somebody that works at Google, they're hanging out on a couch and just chilling.
Yeah.
It's like, I feel like I'm 100 miles an hour all the time.
Yeah. No, it's all automated. I mean, that's the best thing that happened to me when we got those RC, the start with the RC mower and then the autonomous mowers. What was the electric sheep?
Yeah.
Talked to them a couple years ago, and
they went out of business.
Sure. But look what happened. I mean, that guy was from Stanford, I think it was, and he saw what was coming.
Yeah.
And it's now.
Yeah.
It's here.
Yeah, it's here, and it's only going to get better.
Right.
Is the thing. It's like on our mowers at work, we have 3 autonomous riding mower, or actually we have 6 autonomous riding mowers at work, and every week they're pushing through updates because the technology is just moving.
It's fascinating.
It's like just constantly updating.
Our competition, they do their measuring with AI.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. Yeah. The big one.
Yeah.
So you can have it overnight.
Yeah.
I
just don't know how I feel about all that, because sometimes you got to have a human touch to it.
I 100% agree with that.
Human eyes on things. I'm 100% like we need AI, the things we need AI, and then do the
100%
things
agree.
do the things that are important.
That's what Daniel and I talk about all the time because he, sometimes panics. I'm like, dude, you are needed.
Yeah, you got to have somebody
You
manage.
have to have it. You have to go out and look at these properties. You have to be able to understand what's there. The issue is we have too much data, and the people we're presenting to don't want to hear it.
Yeah. It really depends. It's like a crapshoot on what kind of person you're getting. Some people want to know all the things, and then some people are just like, look, man, I just need you to mow the grass.
Right.
I need you to mow the grass. Actually, more than that, just like, I just want my property to look good.
That's right.
And
At the
it's
end of the
like,
day,
I
it
don't
should be the game.
care how you do it. I
Right.
just need it to get done. And that is that at the end of the day, that's the primary goal. But there's a lot of people that are very picky about how they want that done.
Very picky. Very picky. But I do like where our industry's going.
Yes.
Everybody can still become a landscaper if they want to, but reality is only really the strong can survive.
Yeah.
You can make it a couple seasons, but after that,
Yeah.
it's hard.
You definitely gotta have a good product, a good team, a good group of people managing it and taking care of it.
Yeah. Well, that's what I think you're good at because you're a good teacher. I heard you yesterday doing kind of a teaching. You just hope it was received.
Well, you did shut the door and say that I was being offensive and too loud while you were trying to.
Well, let me clear the air on that.
Okay, let's clear it.
So your brother was in the office as well.
He was.
And it's about 9:00, and he comes into my office and he's like, I got to go poop. And I'm like, Joseph, we got a great bathroom here.
Yeah.
It's got a fan. He's like, no, I'm going to drive back to the office. I'm like, dude, it's 9:00.
Drive back to the Nashville.
The Nashville office. I'm like, you're going to get stuck in traffic. It's going to be 45 minutes.
Yeah, he would have been better off just going home.
He's like, well, I don't like when people can hear. I'm like, all right, I can take care of this. You turn the fan on, I'll get the door shut.
Yeah,
And then I'll go back to work.
that's hilarious.
Yeah, so that's why I closed the door because he had to go to the bathroom.
He texted me at like that morning, yesterday morning, it was about 6:30, and he was like, I wish Mike or somebody would get here and open the door so I could take a shit. And I said,
That's why he gets to work so early.
and I said, I'm sure somebody will be there. And then I texted him and I said, that's not a good place to do that because everybody in the office can hear you. So he probably got all paranoid.
He got all paranoid. And I talked him out of it. I'm like, I'll shut that door.
Yeah.
And you do your business.
Well, I'm glad that he was able to.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, the worst thing you want to do is be on 65 stuck and you have to go. There's no good places to stop.
I'm in there having a training, hearing him in there blowing up the toilet. I guess you did do me a solid.
Definitely did. Took one for the team.
Well played.
Yeah, see?
Well played. I kicked him out of that conference room. He wasn't happy about that.
Oh, it's all right.
But it's all right.
It's
All right, Michael J. Fox, Riley, I know you got
All right, champ.
another thing to get to. It's always fun.
What do we run today?
We might even call you. You could be called a regular here at the Fairview
I
Social.
hope to goodness. I think in a couple weeks we're doing a Two Sad Dads reunion.
Yeah, next weekend.
Yeah, nice.
Next weekend. That's
Nice.
why I've got some things set up here.
Oh, that's what it's for. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Well, keep me anytime. Anytime.
all right.
Let me know.
Thank you, Mike Riley.
Thank you, pal.
See ya.